what would success look like for you in GC AI?
So lawyers are super competitive. And one of the things that I've had to get okay with is like traditional markers of success, like grades. Like, so I did really well in law school, I was top of the class, et cetera. But that goes away. And it's like these traditional scholastic based markers of success are not what makes a difference in entrepreneurship. And the returns are not linear, right? It's not like you work, 5% harder, you're going to be 5% more successful. Like that's not a thing. And so you have like these breakthroughs and that's this compounding over time. So I would say it's reaching customers and making them happy. Like that's something that I learned at Amazon with the customer obsession and has been just a constant throughout my career and really an asset, both as a lawyer and now as an entrepreneur in BD and everything, is that kind of making your customers happy and successful. So it's really like achieving it through others is one. And then two is like, are you, again, that progress, right? Like, are you achieving things? Are you putting points on the board? You have to look at it as like the sort of the micro. And then, you look around and like, okay, a year later, it's like, okay, I've built this company, I've hired people, I've reached, X hundred customers. And, you can really mostly see it going backwards. If you look at it day to day, and there's a great, I think it's like Wait But Why does the cartoons, right? And he's got this incredible cartoon where it's like a guy in like little boxes or something. And over 1,000 of these little boxes, he's like, the box is always the same. But then by the end, it's like, this is like life. And so I think it's, to get super philosophical and meta about it, you have to kind of look at it on a horizon of years. But you have to, again, that week-to-week progress every day, I would say, is success. Now, that being said, things happen in instance. I read this week that another incredible entrepreneur, unicorn, $6 billion, she had a stroke. And so now she's no longer the CEO because that happened at 36 years old. And you're like, what the, oh my God. So life sort of happens that way. But, I think it's success is reaching customers, daily progress, measured in years.
And then how do you deal with, or how do you either individually or also, of course, with all the people you've worked with, how do you deal with, you want to make progress every day for sure, but there's also so many ups and downs being an entrepreneur, right? There is like day to day, week to week, you're like, oh my God, did all of this stuff just happen today that I was not I didn't wake up this morning. I had this happen to me. It's like, did not wake up this morning, this week, and this day, all these things are happening right now, unexpected. How do you get through it then? Like, what do you do to get through and be like, I'm going to go make progress and keep moving forward every day? Because is it because you believe you're like, I know this needs to be a reality and you just keep moving? Or like, what is it?
It sounds like, and I mean, it's probably like a lot of your listeners, like you listen to it and you're like, oh, resilience. Yeah, whatever. Yada, yada. But it's true. Like the volume of random stuff is much higher. And look, you have volume of random stuff in your everyday life, no matter the job. When I was a GC, it was like, one of our customers is like, he's like, I was a janitor in chief, like all the crap came to me. And, so I was used to that sort of crisis, but with being a CEO now and being a founder, like it could be very random. Like just the randomness of it is like, like one of our team members had a tornado and you're like, oh, okay, like I guess that project's not going out the door. All right, like that's fine tomorrow or whatever day. And, but you kind of have to, I see it, and this is where like, we met at the parenting thing. It's a little bit like parenting. Like, you can't return the baby. Like, yeah, you have a bad night, like you move forward and you're like, maybe you get a bouncy ball or you get a swing or whatever, but like, it's not an option to stop. And so like, I definitely think that like, this is how it is. And like, you have a bad week, but like, it's also a little bit of like dwelling. Like there is, I've thought about this a lot. 'Cause somebody told me, a while back, they're like, oh, Cecilia, you've had a charmed life. I was like, I mean, yes, I've been very lucky to have my health, but like, I've had my randomness too. You just like move forward. And, somebody else asked me, when I got the GC role at Lambda School, like Austin is an entrepreneur that so many people look up to. It's a fascinating legal role because they're regulated by state. There's aspects of fintech, aspects of education, aspects of employment law. So as far as GC roles go, it was a great job and plum. And I got a text from a friend that was like, how do you land these plum GC jobs all the time? And I was kind of like, sort of offended, but I was also sort of like, look, like I worked at it. And by the way, I spoke to a lot of companies to find the right fit. And some of them I wasn't. And it's just like, okay, somebody rejects me, like move on. And like similarly for venture capital funding, I read somewhere it's like 69 pitches to 1 yes. And I'm south of that. Don't have anything to announce depending on when this airs. But even still, if you get rejected 50 times, or Stitch Fix, Katrina Lake says she was rejected hundreds of times. If you take any of those as truth, then yeah, you're gonna have a hard time. Like you can't. You have to. It's like you can't return the baby, I would say is my pithy summary there.